I like that, y'all.
The stock market is up one day and down the next. The price of gas a short time ago was over $4 a gallon. Somebody say, but Jesus. But now stands on average at $2.70 a gallon. Even the rhythm of your heart, as measured by an EKG, will show ups and downs. As disruptive and disturbing as these ups and downs can be, we must realize that they are natural and necessary. What you saying, preacher? What I'm going through, amen. I'm in topsy-turvy. I'm on a roller coaster ride. You're saying that's natural and that's necessary. Yeah, child of God, it is necessary because, see, you need to understand God has to give you enough bad in your life to appreciate the good. Amen. If everything, amen, was peaches and cream to you, then you really wouldn't have a testimony. You wouldn't really even be able to tell somebody how to hold on when you're going through. But if you hit rock bottom and allow God to bring you back up, baby, you got a story to tell somebody. It's necessary. It's necessary because this Christian race is a tightrope walk. Let me do it. Amen. That when you've ever seen somebody walking on a tightrope, amen, it's one foot in front of the other, but it's not enough for them to put one foot in front of the other. They usually have their hands out to balance. Amen. And if there's too much weight on one side, you'll fall off the rope of salvation. Oh, come on. So therefore, to balance you on this thing called salvation, he has to balance your blessing with trials. Amen. Because those of you who would be so blessed and highly favored would get the big head. Amen. So therefore, he has to balance it out with enough trials and tribulations so that you can be thankful for the good times. But then you get the mindset to understand that if I go through this thing, it's because he's trying to balance that thing out. Amen. Because see, it's not about what you get, it's about the road you walk. Amen. Because your blessing don't mean a thing, amen, if you don't have salvation. The Bible tells us what profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul. So he has to balance it out. Amen. So I would like to say to you that even in this Christian race, we will experience the same peace and balance. But be of good cheer, for there is good news. Because your valley is just a temporary place for permanent improvement. In other words, I think y'all missed that. Your valley is a temporary place for permanent improvement. In other words, God said, I'll put you on short time, but the result of you being here is going to have a lasting and permanent consequence for where you go. Amen. So you don't need to shout about, amen, where you are, but shout about where he's trying to take you. Well, y'all gonna make me work real hard today. So I want to speak to you today from the subject, I found victory in the valley. I found victory in the valley. Needless to say, every one of us has experienced a valley experience. We've all been in a situation where it seems like the whole weight of the world was on our shoulders. We've been in a situation where we looked for answers and there was none to be found. And so we were in a place where we didn't know what to do, trying to find out what to do and how to do. But I'm here to tell you that when you find yourself in the valley, come on, look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, God got you right where he wants you. See, that's the thing that you need to realize is that though you're in the valley, I know your enemy is getting ready to celebrate because you're at your lowest point. But understand that the God that you serve say, I got you just where I want you. I remember watching, amen, as I was growing up, the A-team, amen, the A-team, amen, would always get into a tight situation. But their leader, Hannibal, y'all know Hannibal, amen, Hannibal would always say, oh, I know, you think you got me, but I love it when a plan comes together. In other words, he was saying what the enemy was trying to do, he had already strategized and figured out that even though they're going to do this, I still got a way of escape. Well, child of God, even though the enemy has plotted and schemed, he thought he had you down for the count, but the God that you serve was 5 steps ahead of him, and he said, I love it when a plan comes. Say, think it not strange. Think it not strange. For the fiery trials that are to try you, some strange thing has happened to you. In other words, you should have been expecting this. When folk act right on your job, you should have been expecting this. Amen. When trouble happened with your children, you should be expecting that. Amen. Because you are a child of God. Yes. Should surprise you. Amen. That stuff begins to go wrong. Right. Your body is racked with pain and you're touched, amen, with sickness. It shouldn't surprise you as a child of God. But you should be saying, oh, another problem means another promise. Yes, because I understand that if I am going through this thing, then God is trying to take me to something. Amen. I understand, amen, that sometimes we have to struggle to get our strength. Stella had to go to Jamaica to get her groove back. But the saints of God have to go through trials to get their strength back. So there is victory in your valley. Now, what is it that the valley will do to help you get your victory? There are 3 things. There are 3 things, amen, that you need to know as you traverse through the valley. First thing that you need to understand is that the valley will test your commitment. The valley will test your commitment. How many know, amen, that some folk would try to tell you, amen, that living saved is easy. That devil lied to you. Because if all that was necessary for us was to get saved and that was it, God would have killed us the same time that he saved. But he left you here because there is work for you to do. If all it was about was just salvation, then the moment that you gave your life to God, you should have been called up to